Hello and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design and culture with your hosts
Burns,
Mike
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi.
A question about the arts and the craft. If you didn't know, then it's good that you asked. You tune into the culture. This the Rule of Thirds. If you want to, you could tune at work, yeah. And tell me, does that frame fit good? Does it feel right? You want to steal a photo for your website, but you want a logo we can design, right? Yeah.
Free speech apparently can be bought for $44 billion. We discussed the purchase of Twitter by Elon Musk, the realities of free speech, storing files in the cloud, and burner accounts. Enjoy.
And we're in. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning,
wherever you're listening to.
Yeah.
All corners of the world. We actually have people that listen
Yeah, man.
around. The UK isn't as high a percentage as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Nah,
Yeah.
we've actually got people from all over the world.
Like-
By the way, if you're not tuning in from London or not tuning from the UK in general, let us know where you are tuning in from.
Yes, sir.
We'll have to get connected. But
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
Use the hashtag Rule of Thirds
Pod.
Pod.
yeah.
Yeah.
Email us on ruleofthirdspod@gmail.com.
Come on.
Yeah. But we hope you guys enjoyed last week's conversation. I thought last week was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was really
Yeah.
good. Shout out to Natalie
part
as
two,
well.
Defo Pending.
Oh, most definitely.
Yes. Got me thinking a lot about what am I doing for
yeah.
the world?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
she just motivates me, bruv. Like,
For real.
just motivates me.
Yeah, I agree. She's very certain.
Yes.
I kept saying that
yeah.
last week. It's like, you're very, very sure about it.
Yeah.
I love that because it makes you believe in what she believes in.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Shout out to Natalie Nah once again.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. First guest.
First and only guest.
You
Wait, why
know-
are you laughing?
I was
I'm being
gonna
serious. You might laughing.
Nah,
You know, some people are going to be very upset when they hear what you've just said.
yeah.
I'm sorry. If you want to be a guest, £30,000 and a Tesla.
A Tesla.
Yeah.
We're going there now?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, fine. You can
Okay,
get,
no,
you
no,
can
no,
get
no.
a Kia.
No.
Kia.
Tesla. So Segway, since you guys
That's
always
a-
like to do
That's
Segways.
an amazing one.
You know what? Yeah, you've won. That was amazing. I can't lie.
That was
Yeah,
Tesla and Twitter.
yeah. Tesla owns Twitter.
what?
I get. I mean, no, not
No,
really.
not really. I
Not
think
really.
there's still it's gonna take a few months, but apparently,
What, would it come under? Huh? Would it come under Tesla?
No,
or,
well,
he
come on,
owns
no,
or
Tesla
the boring
too, so-
company?
he's on the Elon, obviously everything.
Yeah.
But like in terms of the actual, in terms of the actual deal being processed, yeah, I don't know. It will take a few months for it to be done. But I've been hearing some reports that actually he might pull out.
You should.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
I feel like he loves the conversation.
He did sell some shares. I think 4 billion worth of shares in Tesla.
4 billion.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just throwing
Yeah.
around these money like
that Ethereum is really
Ethereum.
Ethereum.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. But
I saw. Wait, is Trump back on Twitter?
I heard
No,
this as
is
well,
it
but I
back
couldn't find the
already?
account.
I really feel like I saw someone say someone.
saw someone say
yeah.
it. And I mean, Azealia Banks might be back.
Oh, bring Azealia back. I love Azealia Banks. Come on, man.
Oh, problematic fave.
Yeah, but like, come on, man. It's like I feel like sometimes she brings balance to the conversations.
I agree.
know?
She has like some very valid takes.
Yeah, most of them are actually
Yeah.
mad valid.
It's
I
like,
feel like yo,
it's
free up
wrapped up
Azealia,
in
man.
certain opinions and
Free up, baby.
yeah.
She didn't do it. Whatever they said she did, she didn't.
no comment.
I said no comment.
But
What a start.
yeah, I guess there's a lot of things to discuss with that whole purchase.
Mm.
There's bare things.
I mean, wait, why did he even want to buy it?
Free speech.
Yeah, free speech. He wants. I heard he wants to add in the edit button, which I firstly think is the wrong thing to do.
I saw Twitter Blue has the edit button already though.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
Twitter?
no-
I'm
no-
not.
no
I'm
one's
on
trying to
Twitter,
pay
so I
for
don't even know
Oh.
what's Twitter Blue.
So you pay a certain amount,
Yeah.
like I think like $4 or $5, or I don't know how much it is in pounds, and you have certain
Privileges.
privileges. One of them being the edit button. I don't know what the others are though.
I think there was one that you can upload up to 10 minutes video.
Huh?
But
Yeah.
the
Someone,
thing-
someone was uploading like a whole SpongeBob episode.
Huh?
It was
The
fun.
thing with the edit button, yeah, is it like a set period of time, or is it you can edit at any time in that feature?
That's a very good question.
Because I just feel like it's too risque.
In what sense?
In a sense, okay, someone actually does something like, I don't know, maybe a very like rude or
Derogatory type.
Yeah.
Of, yeah.
comment or something, and then maybe somebody wants to use it against them, and then just change it quickly.
Yeah.
Because then someone can make a screenshot and be like, "Oh no, because you edited my tweet, or I didn't really
I
say
hear
that."
I
Do you know what I
hear
mean?
that, I
Like,
hear
when
that, I hear
what's real, what's
You
not?
can't really hold anyone accountable.
Unless they have a thread where it's like edited
Yeah.
at this time.
I think that might be the
Do
case.
you know what I mean?
It could be like an Instagram, because I know Instagram shows you when
When you edited, yeah,
a
it says
caption
edited. Yeah.
and stuff. So
Because I can't lie, sometimes I'll be tweeting and I just make one typo and I have to delete the whole tweet. You just
I
want to
hear that.
edit it quickly. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
hear that, but that whole free speech thing, I don't get it.
And they want to
So-
delete bots as well.
What?
Bots.
Okay, that
They need to remove bots from Instagram though. They're jarring, man.
I feel like everywhere.
everywhere.
I think because MKBHD, a YouTuber who talks about like tech and all this
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of stuff,
Yeah.
really great.
Mhm.
He spoke about how with YouTube it's a growing problem as well, but
Yeah.
really how on all digital platforms and like social media platforms,
Yeah.
that's going to be like the next big thing that will have to be
addressed.
because
I remember him saying something
Hate
about
it
how
so
like
much.
they pose as him, post in his comments,
Yes.
and people end up getting scammed, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. Yeah.
Bruv, there's been so many crypto scams and boy.
I got a message this morning
Hey.
from a friend's account saying they posted on the main, but I knew it was spam because they're like, oh yeah, there was like a screenshot of their Monzo, like
Yeah, yeah.
£11,000. Oh yeah, I made so much money with Ethereum.
Come get
Oh, I
bread.
never thought it could be
Let's make some
me.
money. Yeah.
And then I got a DM as well from the same account, and I was like, yeah, you definitely got
You
hacked.
got hacked. Still.
Okay, so you know that whole hacking thing
Mm.
was recently. I think it was like maybe 3 weeks ago. A guy I follow got hacked. Yeah,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Oh, unfollow my page, follow my new page,
Right.
Yeah.
Because I got hacked because it was like this whole crypto
Yeah.
kind of scam." But then on the page, there's a video of him saying,
Yeah.
"Yo, this is all real, so on and so forth." Like,
Yeah. So,
so I was thinking, like, hold on.
What is the truth?
I was like, hold on a minute. Something ain't right.
yeah.
Is it a thing where maybe the scammers are like, send me this
No,
video
this is exactly what I thought it was.
Hey!
Maybe they thought like, okay, you want your account back? I need you to do this video.
But isn't that,
And then-
what, how, why would you do that?
Because you need your account back.
Yeah, but you saying this is all real. Don't like,
Coronavirus. Sorry. Sorry.
I was like mad confused. So I was like, hold on. Is it that maybe he tried it, he went too deep, and then perhaps, just perhaps it flopped. And he realized he got scammed, but he was in too deep. And he was like, you know what? Yeah, let me just reset everything.
Oh. that could possibly maybe be.
Because the thing is that the
sorry.
video is him. It's not like, okay, fake deep, deep fakes, whatever. No, but it's him. Fam, like you can see this is him.
Yeah.
Because the follicles and everything is there.
mad.
Yeah,
I'm like-
is a real thing that's been happening. Man. I promise you, I think last month every week someone I knew was getting hacked. But I was like, for
Better
me,
change
it's
the
just like
passwords.
it's peak because you're participating in miscommunication.
This is what I'm saying. Like
You haven't received the P's yet, but there's a video of you saying,
Yikes.
"I just received £10,000."
and the thing is, why are they saying that? Like, don't get me wrong, yeah. Like, I hear they're trying to get your account back, and they say this. But did they sit down and say, perhaps this is not the move?
Does the person have a lot of followers?
Crazy amount. I'm talking like maybe like what, less than 1,000.
No, they're targeting. It doesn't matter how many followers.
Yeah,
they're targeting.
yeah,
No,
fam.
because I was gonna
Anyone
say,
can get it.
Maybe like some people, because they have a lot to lose in it. If there's, let's say some people have thousands of followers or tens of thousands and low key affecting your bag, you may do anything in order to get it back, which is a bit silly.
I get that, yeah.
And-
Instagram is sort of like a currency to some extent.
Yeah.
Because
Like
the thing
getting
is,
hacked in
to
your bank
lose,
account or something.
God forbid, to lose my Instagram. Like to lose, I think just starting over again.
Not everyone's gonna follow you back, bro.
Nah, that's very. There's some people that are like.
But the thing is, forget even the following back. I
Yeah.
think it's just the longness of saying, "Hey guys, follow
Follow,
my
yeah,
new."
yeah.
Yeah.
And also, what account are you gonna use to do that if your account is hacked?
Just to get on your bedrooms.
Oh, that's
no,
not-
be begging your friends. Oh yeah,
Like,
guys,
hey,
can you share this
yeah,
in your
please,
story?
Please. Let me get my numbers up again. That's very sad.
It
But-
is.
This is the perfect time to say, guys, get your two-factor
I
authentication
actually
on,
really need to do that.
please, because like that's the only way you can not get hacked.
Mm.
I mean,
I
even
mean-
that, people are still getting hacked, but therefore it's better.
No, but it's
safer.
better
Yeah,
because
it's
you can
safer.
use-
At least you get like a message on your phone.
You
or
can use
email every
Google,
time.
and also iCloud have now updated it, so you can actually get one that updates every 30 seconds.
Eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty sick.
Mad. But then
yeah.
obviously this is where I'm like GDPR
Mm.
because now you have my number and other bits of
Mm.
information. I'm not really trying to sound like that guy as well, but yeah.
But
But sometimes I'm like, do you need to have everything? It's like how TikTok, you can like sign up with like your mobile number.
Yeah.
Like they have 101 different ways that you can make an account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the
Data
back of my
collection
mind,
is a bit
bro,
mad. The data collection is very, very mad.
that's how you're selling my phone number and I'm getting calls from somebody else.
Yeah.
But I know that's other things, to be fair, like newsletters and
Oh,
other
yeah.
stuff.
But the thing is, like, at the end of the day, if you want to be part of it, then you
Mm.
kind of have to let go of your.
Informed.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. I mean, at this point, yeah, you either play the game. I say the game. It's not really a game. It's real life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's either you join in or you don't do it.
This low key sounds like small indoctrinating the people into accepting the mark of the beast. That's what I know. There's some people that are thinking.
Damn, that's dark.
No, I
Whoa.
don't. No, there are definitely some people that'll be like,
Yeah.
you know, first is my number,
Now it's
then-
my email. Now
then-
my address.
and then contactless. And next thing you
Yeah.
know, I implant something in myself that I'll scan, and that will be my biometrics. And then now,
Illuminati confirmed.
I did see a video over there actually of this. I think it was in Norway or Sweden,
Mm.
one of them Scandinavian countries, and this lady had like, I think her husband as well. They both had like these chips in their fingers.
oh,
And they were literally like getting into all the doors. all
in the house?
In the house.
I saw this
So, like,
video, yeah.
And
That sounds a bit bad. I can't lie.
because
like they were opening
I
up
was
the
like,
cupboards.
what?
Quick, quick,
No.
quick, quick. Everywhere, quick.
I was like, why are you advertising this to criminals?
yeah. Man,
To
man, they will come to
criminals.
your house with just their fingers. like, quick, quick.
It's
No.
this when then someone
It
will
ca-
now saw off your
Bro.
finger. Then what
Yeah,
else?
you know, put your finger at risk.
Yeah, legit.
It's very.
That's a bit wild.
Sometimes it's not good.
But I think
to
they
share
can, they
things.
can afford to have those kind of ideas. Because let's even be real, the living situation in most
I
Scandinavian
hope that-
countries are completely
Hope they have
different.
security though, because
It's wild. Fingers, you know. Eesh.
Oh, it's crazy. But yeah, but then okay, back to Elon. Yeah, so free
Yeah.
speech. Okay, so free speech is an interesting one because I think a lot of people, because he's like a billionaire, the richest man in the world, is like a lot of people are not really fond of him owning such a platform.
I mean,
That-
yeah.
I feel like there are like reasons though, because
Mm.
Elon's relationship on the platform has been like kind of problematic.
In
So
what
Kinda.
sense?
very problematic. So obviously free speech, everyone's entitled to like freedom of expression of opinion, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But obviously there's like I don't want to use the word restrictions, but there's certain things that will be put in place to keep people like protected.
Yeah,
against
free
said-
speech
said
doesn't
free
mean
speech.
like
Abuse
impeding on someone
or-
else's rights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right to live, right to express themselves
Yeah.
however they want and all that kind of stuff. So like it's down to like the government as well as like these platforms to, especially in America, because I feel like America puts more onus on companies to make sure that they safeguard these spaces
Yeah.
to make sure people are okay. Because
Yeah.
for example, there are people that will talk about free speech who, I'm just going to use the example of people that are more on the right
Yeah.
politically, but then they will not really, which sounds really weird, like they won't give people that same freedom to express themselves how they want to express themselves. So like there's an argument that's always used about, let's say, trans people who want to identify with their certain pronouns and stuff,
Yeah.
that people who may be on that side will, let's say, like abuse them and all that kind of stuff out of free speech, but then in the same breath, you're not giving that person the freedom to express however they want to express.
Abuse is not free speech though.
Yeah, abuse isn't.
But-
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly
they
that.
will, but some people will
They will
take
try
it
to
as
class that
because that's
under-
my quote unquote belief or quote unquote my view.
yeah.
I'm just speaking my truth,
Nah,
but
yeah, that's not
which
how
is
it
no,
is.
which
no.
is madness.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah, you can't. Abuse is not, because even someone like Gemma Katie Hopkins.
Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah.
When I was on Twitter, she was.
Is that why you left?
Nah,
You left because of Katie.
To be honest,
You're like, you know what? I've had enough. Katie, goodbye.
to be honest, she probably contributed to it.
Oh.
I'm sick of you.
Yeah,
But like she was actually being insulting.
she was.
Like that's not free speech. So
But
when
free
we say
speech,
free speech,
it has to come under power. So
Yeah.
it's like if a power, for example, maybe Elon Musk or a government, because let's be real, Elon Musk is low key basically a whole government.
oh yeah,
himself
yeah, yeah.
In terms of the resources that he has. So if a government is restricting your right to speak up, that's when your freedom of speech is being
Yeah.
impeded on. But if it's me and you and we're talking and you're insulting me, that's not freedom
That's
of
not free
speech, fam.
speech.
That's you
Yeah.
being insulted.
Yeah,
like,
that's
well,
being
come
rude.
on,
Yeah.
let's not be dumb here. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of people are just be like, oh, it's my freedom of speech. It's like, nah, you're just insulting someone.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
I think because I don't know if it's because these people forget about their influence, but I feel like they know how influential they are.
I don't think they
as
do.
well. Because it's
They
a weird one.
downplay it on purpose.
Yeah, because for
I genuinely don't think they do.
They
'Cause,
therefore do. Come
okay,
on.
the other day, where was I? I was in Box Park,
Yeah.
and I heard Drake being played in Box Park. I was like, Drake probably doesn't even know that there's some random people in Box Park right now dancing to his music,
right.
and they're singing along his lyrics. Drake wouldn't know that impact. I feel like you don't know as, I guess, what you've experienced, you wouldn't know as much. Obviously, Drake's come to London, whatever, but there's certain things you wouldn't realize how much your influence is.
Yeah.
Until
But I'm saying until you act.
certain moments make
For
may
example,
happen,
when
for
Elon
example.
Musk says he wants to buy Twitter,
Mm.
like it's a direct conversation to an audience, and you can see the exact reaction to it. Like the music thing, I get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
with that, it's like music.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Elon Musk is literally like, if Elon Musk were just making these deals in private and then we just talk about it on Twitter, that's different. But this man will come and say, man's, like he literally said a few days ago, he's gonna put cocaine back in Coca-Cola. Like
I don't know if he's being serious or is he joking.
And the thing is,
this is the problem.
no,
You don't
exactly.
know.
But then that's the issue as well, and I think that's why a lot of people see conflict, because when you have your hands in some of the richest companies in the world, where like stocks and all of these things are at stake by what you say, can you afford to then run a platform that's supposed to thrive off free speech when because I was like doing some research about like the whole thing and stuff, and I think some people, when they think about free speech, they think about like town halls, for example.
Oh, right.
But-
Where everyone come and say this.
Yeah.
That's what he referred to it as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, but town halls don't have shareholders. They don't have money is
Money's not involved. Yeah, money's
So
not
you're able
involved.
to talk and say your piece, and
Without
it-
being influenced in any
exactly.
way. but
Or it can low key afford to be a bit chaotic because it's a town hall with people expressing their views.
yeah.
Whereas with Twitter, if we're being real, isn't just like a social media platform. It's high key an advertising space. That's what a lot of these places are. Like your YouTubes, as well as that's why with the Logan Paul situations and you're posting videos, and now the way that you share on the platform has to change because advertisers are putting money into this platform.
Yeah.
Same thing with Instagram. Instagram are changing like the whole thing because high key we need to make money and we want to continue making more money.
Yep.
So with Elon, I think he tweeted, this was some years ago, about how Tesla stock was getting too expensive, so he's gonna like make it $420, and that was a small play with like obviously 420 and weed,
Yeah.
right? And that comment actually got him fined $40 million because
To
that
him is a change.
yeah,
Change, but
because
still.
that had an effect on the company
Yeah.
and stocks and all that kind of stuff. So I think he made the comment like, oh, that was his probably like most expensive mistake that he doesn't regret anything. Like it was fine. Again,
Yeah.
freedom of speech.
He does that
But
all the
again,
time.
when it's affecting money and
Yeah,
the livelihoods
yeah.
of all of these corporations and people, can you really afford to do all of that?
I mean, he can. He could never afford that. But I mean, for us, the quote unquote everyday people, because like I remember when he started talking about like a few cryptos, he was like, oh, some of the coins, and he'd be like, oh, this is the next coin, and it was like
straight back
yeah,
up.
it was
Yeah.
shooting up,
But-
and people were dumping and so on and so
Yeah.
forth.
But then
it's
again,
dangerous.
it's like exactly, and then there's a thing of like insider trading
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
because you're low key like
No, you're pushing it. You
Because
know-
he
you
has
know-
a lot
yeah.
of influence.
exactly.
You can't pretend that he's just one average guy. Half of the billionaires that we know by name have no influence on a visual, like on social media like that.
Apart from him and Kanye, I don't think
Yeah,
there's
it's only
anyone
them
else.
two.
Them two, yeah.
Yeah. If Kanye comes and says Yeezy, it's back in stock, 2 minutes, everything is sold out.
Sold out.
That's
yeah.
true.
Because someone like Warren Buffett, for example, that man don't. Can they really do that?
It's because
Actually, he could maybe.
no,
but
no.
it's different
Warren
avenue.
Buffett,
But that's not
100%.
their style,
But
though. They're not.
different-
That's this
that's the
generation.
thing. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Because before everyone was more in the shadows. Like a lot of people didn't know what Warren Buffett looked like unless you were in those circles or you worked in those like fields.
Yeah.
And
But
stuff.
now it's like celebrity has crossed over with being financially. I mean,
But even Mark Zuckerberg, he's a billionaire, but he doesn't have that much influence.
he does.
He does.
No, definitely
I'm gonna
does.
say,
Bro.
that man's ruined our lives.
Yeah,
too.
bro.
No. Okay. When I say he don't, no, in terms of like
I mean, like his
business-wise,
word,
like- or
his
like
word doesn't
culturally.
but
change.
his words
Yeah.
are not hitting like Elon's.
I hear that.
They're not.
People aren't. Yeah, like I feel like
I'm not looking out for Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg to see what he's going to say
True,
next.
but
If you start talking about business, I feel like-
but in their circles, and when you think about the people that really rule, let's say the world,
Oh, he rules the world.
like let's be honest, tech. Let's be very honest. Tech bros
So
rule the world.
Tech is the new stockbroker.
Oh yeah.
Tech,
That's
like,
what it is.
The fact that Facebook could sway elections,
Yeah.
But he hasn't got the personality for me.
So-
he hasn't.
So that's what I'm
very
saying.
dry.
Like I feel like
I'll be honest.
with Elon and let's say Kanye,
Yeah.
they've upgraded themselves into cult status to the point where
Yes.
Yeah.
like even these are the kind of people, that even when they're broke, they can make people listen to them.
Yeah.
And now they're billionaires, which is very risky because Kanye was influential before he had
Yeah,
money.
before, yeah.
Elon, I don't know his history to be fair, but like that's the thing. It's
So
scary.
he got sponsored.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
a small loan of $1 million, $1 million,
Must be nice.
that kind of thing. But I'm saying, like, I feel like sometimes when people who have a lot of sway on because I think people are very good at talking. You can be broke, you can be whatever, but if you have that power, that's a dangerous thing to have.
This actually
And then on top of that, you have billions.
pisses me off. This does.
It's so risky.
Yeah.
Because it's like the moment they're there now, no, you can't tell them anything.
Mm.
They can afford to make mistakes.
Mm.
Like Kanye can go on and run for president and then say, I won't run for president anymore, and then split votes, and then come
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
and then do an
yeah.
album, say he's Christian, then suddenly start swearing and saying he's not Christian again and smoking weed and doing all this kind of stuff. Same things that he was telling people off for
Yeah.
like a few months ago, and then he can now go on a whole rant about his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things that he's done that he can get away with because he's not only a billionaire but also very influential by his words. If these people were average Joe and didn't know how to articulate, even Kanye doesn't
Yeah, I was
articulate
gonna
all
say
the time,
Kanye,
and he still gets away with a lot
but
of
he
things.
gets given a lot of grace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's scary.
What
It is.
what do you think has allowed him to have that much grace?
We've grown up with
Because
Kanye. That's
That's
the
what
thing.
I get, yeah, and I think sometimes in Kanye's instance, sometimes it is. I can't negate the race aspect of it as
Yeah,
well.
I
When
agree.
you have a black person who is at that level,
Yeah.
sometimes people don't want to knock that person down because they may be the only one or one of few at that level. So it reminds me of like the Bill Cosby thing. Like obviously Bill Cosby, terrible.
Yeah, horrible person.
Very, very awful person. But you had some people, which it reminds me of the Boondocks episode, people outside the court when R. Kelly did the trial, and people are like,
Yeah,
no,
people
but
were
R.
still
Kelly,
like, yeah, but he didn't. But he couldn't. He's the only black. this,
exactly.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
oh, but the music. No,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
man is an abuser, serial abuser, and
lock him up.
you know,
to jail.
and so it's like maybe for some people it's like, oh, because they're, you know, of that status, no, like they shouldn't be brought down, or we shouldn't knock them. They're doing so much for the community. It's like people seeing the quote unquote good
And they outweigh it,
and
to
that
the bad.
outweigh
Yeah.
the bad. Like some more than others, because I feel
Yeah.
like we probably do it with various people, but some people like
I mean, R. Kelly isn't Kanye West.
there's no way that you can condone the behaviors of
Yeah.
mad people and stuff, even though some people call Kanye mad. But yeah, I think sometimes it is that aspect as well as like if they've produced things that have been a part of your life as well.
You have a kind of like a soft spot.
Yeah. Like for some people, I also think there's a sense of like the parasocial relationship too. Like you know this person, like
Feel like
yeah,
your dad.
I'm
or
sure
your
if you go on
brother.
like Reddit, you'll see people like
Very invested.
yeah, like I was I sent a clip to the group chat. I don't know if you watched it, Jude, about wow, we're really going here. Marilyn Manson.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. That was horrible.
And I was telling Burns that I watched a bit of like this documentary. I think it's called Phoenix Rising, where the woman's name is I think Evan Rachel something. Basically, Marilyn Manson's they dated, but he basically abused her and stuff, right?
Mhm.
And she was saying how he represented to a group of people like the freedom of thought, let's say, or the fact that when he challenged certain things, it would get people to feel like, yeah, like, why do I believe in what I believe? Maybe because it's been passed down from parent to me and I should follow this, but he showed me a way out. He showed me freedom. And I think when people are invested with you on that level, when you do anything, it's like you can justify it because you feel like you have an understanding about who that person is or what they do or why they act the way that they act, and they're just human.
Yeah.
So it just allows for madness. But then when you actually read about the things that that person has done, you're like, no, this is...
Can't put blind eye to it, man.
You can't.
He's actually demonic.
It's very like scary stuff. But then that got me thinking about a lot of the people that we place in these positions of like, whether it be leadership or the people that we hoist. Because a lot of the time we put these people on these platforms.
Yeah. They don't just get there.
To be these things and these figureheads. And sometimes I don't want to say a lot of the time, but some of the time, like, these people may not have our best interests at heart. These people abuse their power for their own personal gain, but we're just very much like, oh yeah, but you know, they're doing.
Because the thing is, once you rise someone up to the top, well, people think they can bring people down by cancelling people. That's not possible.
Yeah, I think sometimes when people get to a
if you get to you can't really come down unless, or everyone knows going to come down at one point. But there's a certain level you get up to where it's like, actually, like, I'm actually good from now on. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do now?
Which sucks. Like, even, for example, like the whole Bill Cosby thing. Look how long it took in order to kind of, you know, especially because I guess, in the public eye, he had built his rapport.
Yep.
So everybody, like, kind of like, okay, no, but this is the Bill Cosby that we know. How could it be, type thing? And I guess, that's the part that kind of sucks. So it's scary to kind of allow, I guess, these kind of people to have that much power.
Yeah.
You know? But then you never know, because you think you're blindly supporting someone because you love what they do, but obviously no one really knows the intent of a man's heart, really and truly.
No one does.
You know?
But I think that's just, it's just interesting. I just think you have to hold people accountable.
Accountability is definitely.
Yeah, I think that's just the main thing. Getting back to Elon, another thing he wanted to do was
put cocaine in. No. Before you're gonna go back there.
He said he wants to make an algorithm of open source, making algorithms open source to
for like people to kind of like
increase trust. Can we trust social media? I feel like we already have automatically.
I don't think anyone trusts it.
We do. We don't say I trust it, but we act like we trust it.
I mean, okay, explain like how we trust it, because
so
we go on and say this is real.
Small example,
like news.
People put on like, okay, news is one of them.
Yeah.
Other day, a really big football agent, someone put out a statement saying that he's passed away.
Oh, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Turns out the guy tweeted said the only thing that I've basically I'm here, he was vexed.
Bro, that happened to, I think it was what's the name of Morgan Freeman a few times. Where they'll be like, oh, he's passed away. It happened in newspapers. People were putting his face in there saying he's passed away.
Are you sure they just didn't replace his picture of like another black
they
man
wrote his name.
Morgan
Freeman, great actor, passed away.
That's insane.
It happens quite a lot of times.
So like with that, that's one thing. So we trust that very easily. Number two, even putting your family pictures. Some people don't put their babies, like if they had a kid. When they put so I guess it's one thing that people don't trust, but some people will freely put all their family, where they live. Somebody will put their house door, like,
come see.
I was gonna say,
I mean,
would that be trust or just like people being a bit naive?
I think it's naivety.
Because
no, but it's trust though. It's like a
I guess it goes both ways. You're right. Yeah.
It's like you've not said it like officially, as in I trust this platform.
But in
indirectly, you're moving in a way that it's scary though, because especially like when people like post their children online. For me, I think that's like something that I think about, because I'm just like, I know there's an argument of like, oh, your kids consent, and I think I've watched a couple like, there's like this one short doc series thing where, you know, young children have conversations, or maybe it's just like these BuzzFeed style channels where like these children have conversations with their parents like, oh, like why did you take that picture of me? I actually didn't want it on your social media platform. But if they have parents that are just like, oh my god, but we just, you know, I think you're so cute and stuff, out of love, but the kids like, no, please, like
take it off
kind of thing. Or when you have like, for me, I think baby accounts, I might follow one because like I think their parents like style the kid. I'm just like, oh, it's freshly styled kid.
Problem, Michael.
But it's true, like
No, but there are some funny.
there are some like, oh,
it's all funny.
you know, the drip is dripping, but at the same time,
it's cute.
It's like, okay, but is this safe and is this gonna lead to, like you said about like trust and comfort?
Yeah.
What kind of relationship does that child now have with social media as a result of like, okay, I'm posting pics, and then when you're like low key, I know like there's child actors, but then when money is involved now
it goes from
it gets a bit
parent and child to parent and business partner. And even the child, I mean, it happens a lot with, let's say, child dancers and child actors, even where like they get into the industry and now they have a very weird broken relationship with their parents.
That's one thing that used to make me really sad, actually. Like even watching That's a Raven and like how Eddie turned out in That's a Raven.
He's saved now. But Orlando Brown.
Orlando.
Like, how he turned, like, I think because when I watched him as a kid, like he used to make me laugh. I used to enjoy watching him, and then to see how he went, the little bit he went through was a bit like, wow. And that's
like
he's not the
public
first
breakdown as well.
He's not the first child actor.
Not the first.
You know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying. Like these are some things that someone has to look into on a global scale, because it's like every single time there's a massive percentage of child actors who have a public meltdown. I think Miley Cyrus had one. Like there's a few people who've had.
Amanda Bynes' one was really sad.
You know, so it's a lot of
Lindsay
people.
Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. And it's obviously a reoccurring thing. So I wouldn't say it's only social media. I think it's just being in the public eye as a whole.
It's in general, because even same thing with football academies, where people, for example, they'll play for a football team, but they'll get released at like 18, 19.
Their whole life is just in shambles.
But you've invested your whole life to playing for this football team, and now it's gone. So now, I think in Crystal Palace Football Club, they've started this new scheme to basically like do mentorship and help them to get into like
that's good.
better careers and stuff. But I feel like that should be the same across social media, across the same industry, because it's very important, man. Like I think a kid's dreams is very fragile.
Yeah.
And once it's broken, it can really go left, or it can also go in the right way as well. But
I mean, even the trust thing is even key, because a lot of, I think, similar to the point of being naive and stuff, obviously children, people, even just people in general growing up. And when I say growing up, I mean, you could be new to social media. So for you, that's you growing up, because this is the first, like, uncles and aunties who are just getting on social media, we're posting selfies thinking it's just them. But they don't know that the whole world can obviously possibly
it's actually
see
mad.
it.
We actually
You
we do trust it. Do you know why as well? Do you remember back in the day, we used to drop like every single picture that happened that night?
Yeah, but that was only because, we thought it was only the people who we know.
It was a private.
But at the same time, there was a lot more like, it was more private, because if you didn't follow me and I could put certain things in place on Facebook, you will not see my pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff. But obviously now it's different, because
I think we're encouraged to make it public.
Do you feel like, because we've all got private, public accounts?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's almost like if you got public, it is what it is?
Well, I think in the terms and conditions, you're kind of agreeing to put yourself out there.
So can you really complain?
Well, you can, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be heard. That one is, because like I know in the terms and conditions for Instagram, like whatever picture you post, Instagram owns,
public.
for example. Yeah, Instagram owns your pictures when you post them on Instagram, for example.
I mean owns? Like
literally own. Like they can decide to duplicate your images.
If they wanted to use it for anything,
campaign,
any form of advertisement,
they can use it. You get what I'm saying? So like a lot of people obviously don't know.
Yeah.
So they just post. But suddenly if you go and then you're maybe at the airport and you see a massive picture of your child, you can't then say, hold on a minute, I didn't consent to this, because you've agreed.
You signed to your own.
Do you see what I'm saying?
There's this really good, it's old documentary though, called Terms and Conditions Apply, I think. And I watched this, I think, like 2013, 14 times maybe.
Right.
And it literally went into the T&Cs of Google, I think Facebook, and even like anything you sign up to basically goes through. And you know, like when you update your iPhone, for example, and it has that long...
that no one reads.
No one's reading that.
Yeah.
But we have got into, and think about the amount of apps that we use the amount of accounts that we have.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing with all of these things. And then we wonder like, oh my gosh, like, why am I getting this random call from this? Or why am I getting this newsletter? Or why am I getting this spam or whatever? Yeah. It's because we've just agreed to our information being sold. So it is a thing of like naivety with like us trusting, because like we may feel like, oh yeah, this company has our best interests at heart. But it's like, no.
It's because everyone is, and again, it's something that we're all involved in, is sheep syndrome, where it's like, okay, everyone's got Twitter, so it must be good.
Yeah.
Everyone's got Instagram, so it must be good.
Even TikTok, I was reluctant about like making an account because of the T and C's and like who was responsible for like TikTok, the app.
Yeah.
And
so I swear there was some spying going on.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that happens across the board.
You're right.
Like, yeah.
I think I might be Chinese owned out if
I think it is.
so, but
I swear they sold it, no?
I can't remember, but like I know there's an involvement there, but then I remember thinking about the laws in China about like how they
privacy
operate,
laws,
yeah,
and stuff.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's a word for it that I'm trying to look for when something's like blocked.
Restrictions,
stuff like like restrictions and stuff like. There's the freedom of speech there is completely different.
Yeah.
And
Sense of you can't say.
Yeah, censorship. That's
censorship.
it.
Yeah. That's
so I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, this is really interesting because if this is owned by this, but then the censorship, like, how does this like fully work?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Because like TikTok is very like open, and I feel like the way that people share on TikTok is completely different to the way people share on other platforms. And then I'm just like, how is this then being used for other stuff? And again, you're thinking about safety. And I think because we've just normalized agreeing to everything.
Yeah.
That maybe it's a bit too late then for us to now start asking for accountability from these companies, because we've given them so much already and they've made their money. Because really and truly, the reason why they're asking for these T&C so that they can sell that information.
Yeah, and cover their back.
Exactly, as well.
And I think it's interesting. That's probably why this this purchase by Elon's probably very smart, in the sense of maybe he's not actually purchasing Twitter. He's purchasing what he can gain from it.
It's our data, for sure.
Data
is very important.
That kind of sucks.
You can predict. You can literally predict
human behavior. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You're right. And even like how he can basically push, if you got free speech now,
it's true.
You can push your agenda.
And that,
and that reminds me of this. This is a really random example. But like I was saying earlier when I was watching that WWE, like exposing like all those tricks and secrets.
Yeah.
And you know how people come into the stadium and they'll bring their signs saying, "Oh, RKO."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like WWE will actually put their own signs in there.
Mix it in there.
Yeah, mix it in there. So it's like they're pushing their own stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a time when they really wanted to promote like the women's tag team. And they put in the audience like, when's the women's tag?
Yeah.
5 weeks later,
suddenly
he's now there.
It's
the same thing with Twitter now.
Yeah.
Now what if Elon wants to do a little mad thing?
Yeah.
Yo, let's push.
Again, is it not what Cambridge Analytica and Facebook? That's basically what they did for the election.
Yeah.
Everything,
even the whole Trump election, like,
bro.
I mean,
everything's a lot of these things are planned. Like, I think now working in advertising, you like learning more about what PR and what PR is.
See a lot.
Yeah. I was like, so you're telling me that when I see these this new article on this let's say this new ad, or like this new activation, and how amazing it is, and how I said people pay
money for me.
It's like pay. You know how people say, payola for music, payola for advertising creative industries, and I was like, this is wild. That was me thinking that when I stumbled on like a new article on my favorite like site. It's like, oh my gosh, that this journalist just found it out and they're just reporting about it.
No,
blah, blah, blah.
they ain't found it out.
They've been paid.
They've been commissioned.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And again, it's like that comes back to the naivety thing, because sometimes when you don't know,
you think,
you're like, no, I can.
It seems so organic, humanized, but it's like,
and the thing is, it's designed to be that way as well, because you have people that do like behavioral science and studying people and psychology, and that's their thing. That's how they work on ads seeming so natural, or like trying to not make it seem like so blatant in your face. And it's wild, because like then when you like take a step back, you're like, this is all run because of capitalism and everyone needs to make money. And when you think about things that way, it's like, damn, this is really a bit messed up, you know?
Yeah, a bit, please.
Very.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's very messed up.
Yeah.
Very messed up.
But
you depressed?
Yeah.
Question. if you were to buy Twitter or any, let's do Twitter first. If you were to buy Twitter, what features would you add?
I feel like if I bought Twitter, I'll shut it down.
It's
I don't know. I just feel like it would be interesting to see how people would live outside of Twitter. Because I think obviously Twitter, like I remember having this class during my masters where our tutor was talking about what the apps do, especially when you're creative and you want to post. So talking about how Twitter is for conversations and arguments, Instagram is for advertising and basically redirecting people to a product.
right.
And I think Facebook was for more natural social interactions and more so pushed towards is it the right or the left, one of them. Basically, it's a lot of political so on on Facebook. Basically, I talk about it. But the thing about Twitter is it's specifically designed to have people interact with each other from opposing sides. So what will happen is that on average, you're following two people who don't agree. Right, with each other. So let's say even right now, I'll give you a perfect example with Spaces. If you go on Spaces, suddenly everybody can see that you're on Spaces, right?
Yep.
So you have two people who are opposing sides coming into the same space,
Interesting.
and then now they have to interact, right?
Yeah.
And they might agree or disagree with whoever is on stage, and then like, oh, let me follow this person, let me blah blah blah. But it's always trying to keep a conversation going. That's what Twitter is.
That's why the question is always what's on your mind.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always trying to get you to tell more than you normally would.
Yeah.
On a normal day-to-day, you're walking around, you're not talking.
When I deep it,
you know?
on Twitter, we actually say the most randomest stuff.
Like,
Oh.
like, so you're like, you know, like, I really want cake right now. It's like, who cares? You know, but they ask you, they want to know.
It's an expression because when I think about the way I use it,
Yeah.
I know that in the back of my mind, I'm also like putting things out there to see if other people have like similar
Or
interests
they
as
relate.
well.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
trying to have a
yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
Like low-key just putting feelers out there just in case. So yeah, it's very true.
You know?
And then even like what you said
Very
about
right.
Spaces is so true because when you think about it, that is what gets things trending or more people in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because imagine you're from one side and you're hearing a completely mad view
And then
from
you're
the opposite
angry
side.
and you're sending it to your group chat.
And
people
then
are coming.
everyone now floods
Yep,
in
yep,
and then they do it as well. So it's very mad. Like when you really deep it, it's wild.
Yeah, so I think for me personally, I'd shut it down just to see how people actually. Because I think, let's be real, if you're on Twitter, and you go on Instagram, there's a completely different feeling to the platforms. I feel like, I don't know, there's something so, I want to say, bright and colorful about Instagram that you don't get on Twitter's a bit like
Twitter's
serious.
very-
Like
it's
you
too
get in there,
serious.
you have to be careful about what you say and how you say it.
Say the wrong thing, you're finished.
You get what I'm saying? So the thing is, if you shut down Twitter, what happens? People have to have conversations in real life and actually do things, like actually live a life. Because Instagram is all about pictures. It's not conversations. Let's be real.
Yep.
Like no one's talking there, you know, unless maybe once in a while you're on DMs or maybe asking. Even the asking questions, low-key is dying out now.
Even I
You
did
know?
that the other day. Like,
I'm saying you get 2-3 people who interact. People want to see pictures. That's what they're there for. Either that or product or whatever.
Instagram is just a nice place to get inspired.
True. Yeah, same. That's why
That's
I use it for
Yeah.
now.
That's
Yeah.
the inspiration. That's
A lot of people use Instagram as their shop front.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it is.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they know that
Yeah.
people see and they're like, ooh, this is nice. Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
inspired, for example.
That's very true.
You
It's
know?
like your explore page. Like I know for me, mine's more like, you know, when you do window shopping, like when
Yeah,
you're in person, that's it for me. So like have some books here,
Yeah.
maybe some clothes here.
Yep.
Oh, okay, trainers, cool.
Yep.
Not gonna pay. I'm not paying for anything on Instagram shop there, but
yeah.
I'll
that-
browse.
They need to fix that. I can't lie.
I'll never use
Yeah.
Instagram.
It's a bit
It
scary.
looks like Facebook, and it is Facebook.
Facebook doesn't think it is Facebook. Yeah.
That's why I don't bother.
Yeah.
Metaverse.
But nah, shut down Twitter, man. Let's see what people can do, like, and actually go outside and have a conversation.
So what's making? Because I've never used Reddit before, but what's making platforms like Reddit thrive? so much?
Reddit is great.
I think Reddit
Why?
is what Twitter is trying to be.
That's it.
this
That's
is the
it.
thing,
And
but it would never happen.
So to
Yeah.
somebody that's not used, but I've not used Reddit. What is
Right.
Reddit?
Reddit is where you go when you want to know the answer.
this
is the thing.
I saw
I feel like we're promoting Reddit right now. We're not. It's not ads.
I saw a tweet where someone was like, "Oh, when I try and Google stuff, when I need to find the right answer,
Yeah, no,
I'll
yeah.
put Reddit at the end because that's what I do.
Yep,
I'm always
yep.
like, oh,
How to fly, Reddit. Yeah.
because I feel like that's where you find like that experts or enthusiasts in that field. Because
And it's very niche.
It's hard to find that on Twitter. You can make like, you know how you can make lists and be a part of
Even
like
now they're trying to do that communities thing.
yes,
That's Reddit.
But unless you're part of like unless you're part of like certain groups like people that you know of, and there's enough of you to get into a community. It's like that's what we call Black Twitter, right? So like, okay, certain people know each other, who know each other, who know each other. Various people interact. That makes a community. Whereas on Reddit, you're there. You sign up and you can click to be a part of that community. So let's say Marvel, like every time there's like a new series that comes out, WandaVision, there'll be a subreddit of that. And this is where people specifically only talk about WandaVision. People will post every episode and everyone will have a discussion. So a breakdown of what they've seen, their analysis. So you'll go on a subreddit. Subreddit is where like there's a topic of interest. And then in that thing, there'll be like loads of different, like, let's say different discussions happening on like whether it be like an Easter egg or whether it be on theory or whether it be on this is some really cool art that I made about WandaVision. It's just like a really concentrated place for all of that kind of stuff. So
Reddit is great, man.
Reddit is really good.
Reddit is great.
Why is Twitter not like that?
But that's the thing. Twitter is made for arguments. It's made to.
Do you think they generally, when they came with the initial idea, that they thought, let's start beef?
I don't think it was for beef.
What was it? Why was
Twitter made? Everything starts with a pure intention.
What was Twitter made for?
Conversation.
And that's what's happening.
But I think because
the drastic side, they don't really.
Again, it's a platform that now needs to make money, and we know that. Controversy and drama sells.
Yes.
Because every day when you think about it, there's always something that is going on, or there's like in terms of like drama or controversy or passa or whatever going on that will get people engaged.
I don't think that doesn't work in Reddit world.
Yes,
like you can't like.
That's very true. Actually,
unless you have to go there with the intention to look for something.
Exactly.
If not, you're not gonna just be like, it's like I feel like Twitter will literally sometimes I'll be there and someone like, oh, blah blah tweeted this to just kind of like say come back, let's have a conversation. You know, whereas Reddit is just kind of like, unless you're part of that community, you're not gonna get notification about that community. Unless maybe your settings are different. I don't know.
Or you're looking specifically for like, you're angry. Let's say because
you just heard something.
Because if we're being real, there's like subreddits on probably everything and anything. So if there are some people that feel a way about, let's say, a certain group of people, like
go and do a matching on that.
There's probably a group for that where they will all get angry with each
other.
There's
no like moderators.
No, they're moderators. They're moderators. But here's the thing: like with the Reddit, if you, let's say, I don't know, you hate cats or you hate donuts or you hate, I don't know, microphones. When you go into that community, that's what they're there for. That's what they're
there for.
So if you love microphones, you're not gonna go into a hating microphone group. With Twitter, it's a bit different.
You will see those groups.
You will see those groups. When the space comes up and says, I hate microphones, you're gonna see someone who's joined it. Because of the cross-pollination of people's, you know.
Yeah. Or you're more likely to like, you know how people just randomly quote tweet you with their own opinion. Like Twitter's the kind of place now where we're very comfortable with random strangers that we don't know. We just be like, I think you're chatting crap. Like,
no, for real. For real.
And like, it's mad how like easy it is to do. Like, or because I don't agree, or I'm just like, nah.
I have to tell them.
Yeah.
They have to know.
Meanwhile, they actually don't.
Imagine you've got stuff to do, you're just there arguing.
And the thing is, they can get you so heated.
Oh.
100%.
Like, I think sometimes I can get into a space here and I'll be so frustrated, I'll have to like close it. Because I'm like, if I don't close this space, I'll end up doing something.
I'm gonna pick up the mic.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, because this is the thing. I think that's the scary part. Because that's what Clubhouse was like that. You know,
and Clubhouse
you know what? That's why Spaces on Twitter is such a genius thing.
But it's perfect
because live commentary.
Yep. Like, tweeting under hashtag.
Think about back in the day when we used to watch X Factor or all these shows.
I wish.
And the madness is, I will never forget the EastEnders like episode where Lucy gets killed and we find out that it's her brother. And I remember going through the lives. Oh, this is from years ago.
The thing is, though, one thing that Spaces can't do is give like almost like a historical thread of what's happened. So, for example,
there's one person, if they really wanted to.
Yeah, you can put on the Jumbotron.
You know how like Apple does their like events and the newspaper will give like, live tweet and stuff. I feel like that's probably like what somebody will eventually do with Twitter. And people are gonna follow that account because okay, I missed out on the spaces.
yeah.
Oh,
See what
this
they
is
said.
Catch up.
this is what you missed. The catch up. I'm really giving somebody an idea out there.
Yeah. Whoever does it, I mean,
I was gonna say give me
my
a cut,
yeah,
but then
yeah.
I feel like that's blood money because then it reminds me of like certain platforms that they need to like leave like your shade cities. Yeah.
Shade cities. Yeah, that's not obvious at all.
No, I don't make of that what you will.
That's true.
But yeah, like I think that could naturally be like a
The
future thing to
natural,
come
yeah,
for sure,
evolution of-
especially within like the UK because it seems like there's always a space about something.
Yeah. People love to talk. I think that's one thing I've realized
Yes.
in the last year or two. People
wanna
love
be-
to talk.
Yeah.
People love acceptance. We all want
Yeah.
acceptance.
And everyone wants to be heard.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what scares me. I think maybe perhaps that kind of space, and I think maybe that's what Reddit does well. You go to places where you want a particular idea to be heard, and a conversation can be had.
People validate that.
And I think perhaps maybe before. There's the thing about Twitter. Sometimes it's scary because you don't want to obviously tweet your thoughts because you are scared that someone might disagree with you, so on and so forth. Hence why a lot of people might hold back.
Yeah.
But also, I think with Reddit, there is a low key, high level of anonymity.
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
It's not a place that you're posting your
Man could
pictures
just
of
be-
yourself.
You can be a duck
Yeah.
if you want to. You know what
Like
I'm
your
saying?
username will be like UWXYZ29.
West Ham fan 050.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
literally.
then what happens is that I suppose sometimes it can give space for a more honest conversation.
Yes.
But also sometimes for a more toxic conversation.
Yeah,
Because
Trust
Reddit
me.
can be dark as hell.
Very.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if you go into a space and you're genuinely trying to have a conversation with someone, you're not worried about yourself as an individual. You're more worried about the idea you're spreading out. If you go there and say, maybe, I really hate microphones, for example. Someone says, why do you hate microphones? Because so on and so on. Da, 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 da. It's like, well, this is the history.
No can be like, oh, it's my man.
Yeah, or it's because you're this, or it's because you look like this. And so I guess maybe perhaps that's what Reddit does well, and also maybe
That's actually
it's too
very-
dangerous for Twitter.
That's so funny because it reminds me of like Yahoo Answers back in the day.
Oh, damn. Going
Yo-
throwback.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a big throwback.
Yeah.
Yahoo Answers as well as like different.
What happened to Yahoo?
It's still
Still about.
It's still there. Yeah, they got acquired by.
I reckon they're probably
some company,
operating
I think.
well in another country, just not.
Did they get acquired by Alibaba? Am I
Oh.
maybe
That's-
because they got bought for a certain amount of money. Like
Interesting.
before.
Because boy, all I know, I think one thing I'm realizing is that this UK is very small compared to the rest of the world.
Oh, it's tiny.
So I mean,
The UK is London.
yeah, pretty much.
I don't want to be that person, but the UK, like a lot of people don't know anything outside of
Outside of
London.
yeah.
Like everything happens
There's
here. It's a
some
very
massive
concentrated-
organizations that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the UK is just London in a lot of people's eyes.
Basically.
In it. Shortage.
Shortage.
Shop at the mall.
Shop at the store.
Oh god.
Super Dior.
That what's funny is that the clip used for when she mentioned Shoreditch is really the like the back of Oxford Street, and I really feel sorry for the people that will go to Shoreditch and not see
Yeah, that's not
Shoreditch.
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 You're not
Yeah.
shopping at the mall. You're going to Box Park.
There's no more. There's no mall in Shoreditch.
There really
Yeah,
isn't. Oh my
no.
god. Yeah. I mean, there's Box Park.
There's shops.
That's not a mall.
I mean, it's
There's
shops,
no
isn't it?
show. There's no.
Yeah, but it's
there's-
you'll be
there's-
deceived. Go
Shop
to
at-
where- go
you're-
to
You're,
where-
go- you're going from
Why is there
shop.
shop at the
You're
mall? She
walking
was
outside,
lying.
across the road to
Hey.
another shop.
unless it means Westfields.
Maybe it didn't flow with the
It
with the
didn't-
bus.
it
Yeah.
Yeah, she forced it in there.
But what's it called? With Yahoo Answers
Yeah.
and forums back in the day.
Mm.
Because I remember there's certain questions you could search for Yahoo Answers and somebody would have answered them.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
I feel like growing up as well, like there was certain like when you're growing up and developing and all that kind of stuff. No. Real, like I'll just be real anyway. I feel like there's certain questions people would ask.
Yeah.
And yeah, there'll be an answer for, and because it was anonymous, and again, you're not putting
You
your
feel a bit
pictures,
safer.
it's safer.
Yeah, yeah,
so I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's why there's such a great appeal for Reddit too. And I
Agree.
don't with Reddit, I kind of feel like it's less of a thing of like ego, and like, I'm building my brand.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
There's no brand to build. It's
it's
literally
just
just
okay.
Yeah.
Let's all just enjoy this common interest that we have.
Yeah, it's so pure sometimes and
Yeah.
so infantile, I guess. Like so, like people
Like,
go there and they
reminds
act
you of
like kids.
Yeah, reminds you of like nursery when you just like meet anyone and talk to anybody, like
yep,
or like
yep,
early
yep.
school days and stuff.
You know the funny thing, yeah. What's the name? I think I went into the what you call it, West Sub Eba, which is the Kanye West
Mhm.
subreddit.
Yeah.
And I think they had a meetup in real life.
Oh,
and because they went to the what you call it, the Kanye listening
That's
party.
dope. Okay.
And it's so interesting because obviously you see a lot of names and stuff, but if you see the age differences and the race difference, everybody, women, men, different, like they all look complete. You would never imagine this group of people sitting somewhere and thinking they have the same interest.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting to see because like complete different dynamic. And I think sometimes when you're behind that and you're not really putting how you look and maybe your weight and your height, and it makes you a bit more secure in just expressing what you love. You know, but then I guess it's a double-edged sword because then you could also be expressing what you hate, and then that could be a whole different thing, you know.
Or you could meet up with some very weird people.
Yeah. Even Craigslist vibe. Yeah.
I don't know. From I guess the discussion is from everything. I feel like you can never get a safe space.
Oh no, what is this? What does that look like?
It's not possible. A safe space is everyone agreeing with what you agree with.
In real life, that exists. Online, it doesn't.
Right.
I think in real life you can definitely have safe spaces.
I feel like on real life, that's where we release and reveal
a lot more about ourselves.
Our true nature.
Yeah.
Not the sort of polished version we put outside.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say like at work we had like this imposter syndrome thing that we did, and the women that were leading it basically like renamed the safe space more a brave space because they kind of said like they don't believe in like safe spaces because how can you know if who are they to say that this place is
how can
safe?
you deem this safe?
You know,
how do you know if it's not affecting me?
Yeah, but they were like, oh, we'll call it a brave space because we're hoping that we're just creating the environment that will allow you to share stuff.
I really like that.
So I think with these, it's probably more a thing of like creating a brave space where people can share stuff.
If they want,
and maybe that is what Elon might be trying to do, but I don't think he's the right person for the job personally. I feel like there's agenda, and because I feel like some people, when you have money and access to all of these things, and you feel like you can be you've been a part of the change that you want to see already. Yeah. But in certain areas, I feel like you might just need to leave it alone because you may not just be the right person for.
Sometimes you have to relinquish your power, even though you have it, to someone who might be more qualified. Yeah. Intellectually speaking. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Maybe the metaverse might be the solution.
It's definitely not.
It's definitely not. I feel like that's
but the reason why I say that is because we're talking about Reddit and talking about people basically being anonymous. Metaverse, essentially, you can come on and then literally, I don't know, maybe slap on a green wig.
But hear this, you're going to be exerting so much energy because you're going to be talking. Like, imagine getting an argument with a troll.
Voice changer.
No, but imagine getting
bro.
Hello.
Imagine getting an argument, with a troll. And how stressful you're in your room with a thing on your face. And you're sweating and you're profusely you're pumping energy.
You're sweating.
Yeah, like that's too much. But I feel like with Reddit, because you're typing, you type your thought, you go away. The person might not even reply because maybe they're in Concon in their sleep. So you don't even get replied to maybe tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the more interactions we have with us being anonymous, the more chaos ensues. Right. This is why spaces sometimes gets a bit. I'm saying it can be a good thing and a bad thing because a lot of people who might be expressing ideas or thoughts or events in their life that are more personal and quite private, they can go and get their burner. But in the same vein, people can go and get their burner and cause mad havoc. Do you get what I'm saying?
I really dislike burners though.
This is what I'm saying. But it's good sometimes.
I like burners if you use it for good reason. But if you use it to be destructive.
But this is the thing. We can't give humans more credit. We're thinking like humans are all good and we're going to kumbaya.
And that's it. Like I think as we've been in this conversation, we've really been saying like various people that people are putting their faith like, oh yeah, it's a great person because of X, Y, and Z. But like human beings are human beings. Yeah.
We're going to find a way to make it evil.
We're really like deep in. I think before we probably gave ourselves as human beings way too much credit. And I think now we're really realizing like, oh no, like
we're quite.
Do you feel like we've broken the barrier of like innovation? Do you feel like we've peaked innovation?
Nah.
Do you think there's more to come?
I think the thing is that because the innovations are coming. They're coming. Yeah. But the thing is that I think we're losing more and more of our humanity as time goes on.
Yes.
Which kind of sucks.
Unfortunately, it started with our phones. Our smartphones.
I think long before.
I think it started.
You reckon?
I think it started way before that.
But so when I was growing up here, I always, man, back in my day. But like,
all right.
When I was growing up though, I felt like I was very human. Like I was very connected with
everything. That's romantic nostalgia. That's just you thinking.
No, but I was
the good old days.
Because
your mom and dad will look at you and they'll be like, "You just got you were spoiled."
Pressing on your phone. Or you think
No,
you're
I'm
just
saying-
throwing
I'm saying
it
that-
down and
You're on
do-
your game. You're on your game. You're on your game. You know what I'm saying?
You're funny. No, I hear it, but I'm saying like I feel like we had less of what we have now. Right now, it's very easy to get saturated in a world that's not.
I
is disconnected
agree.
from our
We're
heads.
very hyper aware of everything happening around
Yeah.
us. Like, no, deep it. Like,
Come on, man.
the average kid today, you press your phone, you're seeing news, you're seeing TikToks, Instagrams about everything happening around you.
Yeah.
Growing up, all we really knew about was what we learned about the news at 10, the news at 7,
Yeah.
as well as maybe what was in the newspapers and what we found out from our schools or like our communities
yeah,
around us.
yeah.
Now, there's just a lot happening.
Everything is
Or
happening at once.
even like safety as well. Like, because of so many innovations, there's now more safeguards
Right.
because of the access that we have
Yeah.
to things. So like before, there was stuff that we could still access, or like there was certain freedoms we had. Like, remember for some of us, like playing outside, we could probably stay out till like maybe 9 or 10 in our like local parks. We were with our friends. Now, I don't know many kids or many parents that will feel comfortable about allowing their kids to stay out that late.
I mean, I don't think people even felt comfortable back then. I think maybe perhaps because we're talking from a perspective of guys.
True, very
So
true.
it's very easy for us to say that. Like,
yep.
I remember my little sister like wasn't allowed to go out so late.
mm.
I could go out mad late.
Or unless
Yeah,
it,
you're right.
unless it wasn't with like a sibling or something.
Yeah, like if she was gonna go out, my mom would be like, go with her.
Go with her. Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, I want to go and play with my friends.
Yeah.
But it's like, obviously, I didn't understand the dynamics back then. But like,
time.
if you think about it now, we had those privileges because we were guys.
Yeah.
So it's totally understandable.
That's very
But
true.
like, I think I agree. You know what? I agree. I think definitely a lot happening right now. But
Or we're just more aware, I guess, of like.
I can't help but think that perhaps that's how the older generation also thought about us. Like my dad still looks at me with wonder when I'm using my phone. Like because he's like, wait, how do you move it so fast and go here and there? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I look at the kids right now. Like sometimes someone like nieces and nephews when they come to church. Yeah, some of the girls don't on the phone. I was like, hold on, wait, what's this? Oh, this is a new TikTok. I'm like, hey, I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different.
So I think maybe perhaps our brains are slowly adapting into this kind of metaverse, technological, so on and so
I
forth.
feel like a good analogy would be that our phones are basically like our hard drive. You know what I mean? Like
Our brain storage.
external hard drive,
Mm.
basically. Like we keep
Hard.
everything there.
Yeah.
And we can connect to it. When I get my phone back out, it's like, okay, I'm back.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
to even
yeah.
remember
mad.
things sometimes. I need to look on my
Like, oh,
phone.
let me check. Yeah,
my
yeah,
brain,
yeah.
my
You're right.
brain is now like it's full capacity.
Your brain is fried.
like, you know what I mean?
That's wild though.
No, but it's true.
But yeah.
Inspiration. Now we have to go to our phones immediately.
Like,
You can't just sit down and think about it.
You can't just
But-
meditate on it and
But that happened with magazines and stuff, though.
yeah.
no?
But magazines weren't our external hard drives. They were external in the sense of
Yeah.
like
they were like, I know what you mean. They're like, they were things that we would go for a reference, but we couldn't
Yes.
keep anything
Keep it,
there.
yeah.
If you go, yeah.
Whereas we
our
store
phones,
stuff
like
on our
everything.
phones. Our notes, for
Yeah.
example, I've got so much stuff there that I've stored.
Wouldn't that be like a notebook or a diary?
It is,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
I
guess-
get what you're saying.
I
It's
guess
easier
because-
because it's one device.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it was separate, different things.
Yeah.
You go to one thing for a reference. You go to one thing
Yeah.
to like drop all your information.
now
your
with
notes,
things
ideas.
like iCloud now, for example, it's so seamless. So for example, I store everything on my iCloud and it'll be on my laptop, it'll be on my iPad.
So you
it'll
can
be
cross
so I mean,
platform.
That's where I trust that it will stay there.
until Elon
Until
Musk
one-
comes and buys that as well.
yeah, everything's now gone. What are we gonna do next?
I mean, Elon Musk's gonna buy everything. You know, this
No,
guy is just taking a piss.
Legit,
Buying
if
everything.
our iCloud drive finishes, what are we gonna do?
Me, I'll
Dropbox.
Be, me, I'll be fine.
Yeah, what, two,
Yeah, you haven't
two
seen-
Don't know
terabyte.
about y'all.
You haven't seen anything
2
there.
terabyte, yeah.
Barely.
Two
Okay,
terabyte.
my
Mine's 2
actually
terabyte,
no,
though.
my notes. My
Exactly.
notes are the only thing that I have in
Exactly.
my iCloud. Like I still have the 5 GB version because
Well,
all I keep
I
on
have
my notes.
everything backed up on the cloud.
Hey.
Obviously, I have external hard drives,
Mhm.
but I also have everything just because you never know. The
Cloud
cloud is
the
invisible.
way. The cloud is the way, though.
Yeah, if water pours into my laptop and my hard drive,
No, I'm not even joking. Legit, yeah. The
yeah,
cloud
come on,
is
Michael,
so
you
good.
should know this.
Even
I know, but-
Apple,
Ristic.
not Apple, Adobe Cloud
yeah,
Docs.
yeah.
I love using that now.
Really?
I can't lie, I don't use that.
No,
Yeah.
because the thing is, so for example, when I'm working on stuff, I want to share it with people.
Yeah.
We have to
Oh,
use
it's
copy link.
Yeah,
Boom.
you're right.
Oh, someone was even able to like use that to save their file. Something crashed. I remember like seeing
Yeah,
someone say
but it saves
Yeah.
automatically, so
Yeah.
you don't lose anything.
Yeah, nice,
very
nice.
lucky save. I was
You
like,
know what I mean?
oof.
I mean, personally, I back up my computer every Friday.
Ah.
Oh wow, you actually got a routine.
Every Friday.
Oh.
Wow.
Every Friday, I put my hard drive in.
What happened to make you?
Nothing.
Are
But I
you
think
sure?
that I have friends who've lost
Oh.
everything. And like, I'm just kind of like that person that I really want to be like, okay, I don't want to be that person who said, I know I could have done that, but I didn't do it.
Imagine the pain,
bro.
Like, I'll do it later.
And the thing is that I have two hard drives just chilling there, both SSDs. So it's like if I don't use it, I feel like a fool.
Right.
So every Friday, like clockwork, plug it in.
Back it up.
Like every single thing, every single time, put the time machine on. But
that's good as well because like
I've never
they
used
stay in
time
the
machine,
same
though.
place.
I use it.
Is it good?
Yeah, because it backs up
It
every
is.
single thing on there.
Wow.
I shouldn't. Yeah, this is a reminder that needs to.
Yeah, please. Anyone who's listening to this, go and back up your computer and your hard drives, wherever.
I
Back up.
forget that still.
Back up twice. I do it twice. Like one on the
How long
one.
does it take you usually?
You literally just plug in and it just does it itself. You just put it on. It takes like half an hour, if that. Yeah. You haven't done it in a while, have you?
I've never done it.
Hey, Burns!
No, but I'm on the iCloud, man. Don't worry.
No, please
Oh,
do
yeah,
it. Do
okay.
it. Because
But
I
I'm
do it
legit
because
on the iCloud,
like-
like legit.
like iCloud aside, I don't want to be that person who maybe perhaps gets I don't know, suddenly my Mac breaks and I don't want to get maybe iCloud on because I don't have a Mac anymore. I have a Windows computer and I need to plug something in.
okay.
That's
Or maybe
a very good
You know what I'm
point.
saying? Or maybe I'm on the move. I didn't bring my laptop, but I have my hard drive with me and I need a particular file.
Must be airdropping from your phone.
Of on the iCloud, yeah. Jesus Christ. Imagine what 1 terabyte file just send it through your phone. But yeah. Please back up your files, man.
Thanks guys for tuning in to today's episode of Rule of Thirds. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag RuleOfThirdspod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at RuleOfThirdspod or our personal accounts for myself Burns JNR,
Mike at _ man like Mike.
And Jude at Kente Kwame.
Catch you guys in the next one.